Moving on. Now, over the years, as Israel has faced situations of war and other crises, Diaspora Jewry has come to the aid of the Jewish state. Now, one of the organizations that has traditionally led that effort is the Jewish National Fund. Joining us now from New York with more on that is Russell Robertson, CEO of the Jewish National Fund USA. Russell, thank you for joining us. And the Jewish National Fund, again, coming to the effort. Maybe start by talking specifically about some specific initiatives that the Jewish National Fund USA has implemented on the ground in Israel since this conflict began.
Well, I think that there's the reality that during this crisis we found that we are one. We sort of talk about it all the time, but when we have October 7th, when we've had today, it truly has shown how the American Jewish community, how the community across America has come to be one with the people of Israel. So first, we're not forgetting the hostages. Every single day, our people are posting, our people are writing to congressmen and senators. We are making sure that the story of the hostages that are sitting in Gaza today will come home now. And that is something that's very important to us. But you should know that when this happened, we were already mobilizing through all of our affiliates throughout Israel. So we had programs for children that were starting up within 1-2 days. Our young people that are part of our Macomb organizations across Israel were providing programs for young people, for elderly, for families, for making home calls. We just sadly, Soroka Hospital was hit, but the rehabilitation hospital at Ade Negev, one of our main affiliates down in the Negev, is already handling the patients from the rehabilitation hospital from Soroka to Adi Negev. I want you to understand how the world even changes so quickly. Mitzpeh Ramon, Ramat HaNegev, Israel Envelope, Kiryat Shemona, they are hosting families. Listen to this. Hosting families today that come from the center of the country. Can you imagine? A week and a half, 2 weeks ago, 18 months ago, these people were being hosted by the center of the country. And now, Kiryat Shemona, Ramat HaNegev, Mitzpeh Ramon, Yoracham, those communities are hosting those families in their homes. And we're providing them with the assets, the opportunity, the needs that they're going to have within their community. And I'll just tell you, we have a Lauder Employment Center. We're helping all the small businesses throughout the North and the South, trying to figure out how to pivot during this situation. And we have a program that you could go online at jnf.org, and you could buy packages that will be delivered to people's homes and soldiers that you don't have to know them, and they'll know you. But those packages are packages of merchandise that is being purchased by small businesses in the North and the South. So you get to do a double mitzvah.
Right. You know, Russell, I think one of the consequences, unfortunately, of this conflict is it's wakened in the Israeli public the real need for example, bomb shelters in every Israeli community. And I know the Jewish National Fund USA has been involved in, for example, the effort to build more bomb shelters and better in the Gaza envelope community, which has known this kind of, unfortunately, this kind of war situation for years now. Maybe talk a bit about that, because that's something that really could be perhaps extended to other parts of Israel. We're just realizing how much something like that is needed.
So the bomb shelters, you're exactly right. And sadly, many of those bomb shelters in which we painted and we made them children-friendly looking were the ones that were all on TV during the Nova Festival, where people were slaughtered. But we are providing more bomb shelters down the OTF. Matter of fact, going under construction today in the Eshkol region are 800 safe rooms that we're building. 800 safe rooms for people who did not have safe rooms in their homes. In the North, we have been providing them since October 7th as well. We have to speed it up. We have to get more opportunities. We're working together with the government, but it has to happen in the North and the South. And those bomb shelters go down to the Israel envelope. That's where children are sleeping today, sadly. That's where children are having school today, sadly. But those bomb shelters are really a shelter of not just from the bombs, it's about the shelter of giving them some sort of normalcy if you would, during this time. And to have 800 of them being built right now down in the Israel envelope, and we're going to start another 800 just months away. We are providing that kind of shield for safety. But a big project that we're working on, and we're building 15 of them. We are taking the fire department, the rescue services, the medical services, and the security services, and we're building emergency response centers. One big building that will house all your security system, your fire truck, your ambulance, your medical service, all in one building, so that what happened in October 7th when you didn't have command and control in the different areas, we are building 15 emergency response centers just in the Israel envelope, going to change the entire dynamic, but also give those people who are coming home, and 89% have returned. Those people are coming home. We can't do the work of the IDF,
Right.
but we're sure going to do the work to give them the feeling of security when they are home.
Right. And I have to say, better to be in those bomb shelters than you see these pictures of people running into subway stations in the Tel Aviv area. Um, I just want to go further, you talked about some of these great projects. How can people, for example, in the United States, support the Jewish National Fund USA program? I think a lot of people still have the image of the little metal blue and white boxes and putting coins in. So what is the way that people can, particularly in the U.S., support some of these great initiatives you're talking about?
So first, I always say that those little blue boxes were major gift opportunities at the time. People taking literally coins off
Oh,
of
sure.
that would take food off of their plate. So go to jnf.org, call 1-800-542-8733, 1-800-542-8733, jnf.org. You could you could send one of the packages and help small businesses and get delivered to a family who needs it here in Israel. By the way, we have our Alexander Muss High School in Israel. I want you to understand, we have over almost 40 teenagers, 16 years old, who've been stuck in Israel. The teenagers are having a great time. The parents are a little stressed. We're going to be getting them out of Israel, but not only out of Israel. We are committed that this August we're going to bring another 200 teenagers back to Israel, and starting in September, another 1,700 teenagers, because we are rebuilding, re-engaging, and reimagining Zionism and bringing it as a connection of our Jewish people, Israel as the great unifier for all of the Jewish people everywhere.
Well, Russell, let me ask you, because as you know, from your role in the Jewish National Fund USA, you're one of the leaders of the diaspora community there in the United States, which is going through its own stressful period right now itself. I just maybe talk a bit about, in general, about how you see the Jewish community there in the U.S. reacting to the events that we've had here in Israel over the past week. As I said before, at a time when it's dealing certainly with its own issues, domestic issues there in the U.S. as well.
So I think that this is a great story about the preparedness of, and you could underestimate the Israeli army, and I think we saw it happening. You could underestimate the diaspora Jewry. So diaspora Jewry, people like to write a lot of articles about this issue or that issue. I'm going to tell you, these are the realities. Our fastest growing part of our donor demographic is our 22 to 40-year-olds. I was telling about our high school in Israel. We are going to be up to pre-October 7th numbers starting in January, and then we're going to extend that on to 5,000 teenagers coming for 16 to 18 weeks to Israel for a semester abroad. But I'm giving you those small examples because, people love writing negativity and people like talking about all the issues that everybody is having. But I'm going to tell you, Israel, the connection, Zionism, is a strength of our American Jewish community. The American Jewish community is a strength for Israel. And these times are the wake-up calls for us. And I think that our wake-up call is, you know what? We have 3,500 years of winning seasons and some bad games, but some great winning seasons. And we got to just talk to our young people and our people and engage them. And I'll just tell you a story that's even happening tonight.
Sure.
At the Jewish National Fund, we are hosting a group of Israelis who are stuck in New York for a barbecue. Why? We don't know them. They don't know us, but we do know each other.
Right. Well, the Jewish National Fund, from even before the state was established, and the Jewish National Fund USA helping Israel, I have to say, unfortunately, at times of war, but also at times for peace and other projects. Russell Robinson, thank you for joining us on ILTV.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being who you are, because you have been bringing the story, the real story of Israel, to so many people. So thank you.
All right, thanks for joining us.